Real Break family, how's every single one of you today? Another episode of our show. It is time to talk about AEW Beach Break. And, AEW likes to have these shows that are not really pay-per-views. It's just more like theme, like a paper, like special shows that like they like to offer to us. But, I feel that in the end, they're still like regular Dynamites. Jean-Paul, your thought about that. Is it better? It's just the same? The booking that we got to see. You already called the end of like the main event.
Yeah,
so,
they just... What they do, I feel like they just, because they always say, oh, we're not going to be WWE, we're not going to have a pay-per-view every single month. This is just their answer to that. It's, oh, we're going to have a special show with big, high, quality matches, and that's a matter of opinion of the quality of these matches that we've seen tonight. But, we did see some good stuff. To me, it's just what it is. It's like the New Year's Evil. It's just these special shows. Everybody does it. Impact even has their network specials or whatever they call them. Everybody does it. So it is what it is. But I mean, besides, honestly, no. This could have just been an episode of Dynamite. I've already seen them put on better, matches, better shows. Especially Bryan Danielson. Some of his matches against Hangman Page were just on a Dynamite. So.
Exactly, they could have been a lot better, but we're going to be talking about absolutely everything. Thank you so very much to every single one of you that watched the show. Support us. Don't forget to keep doing so. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and also, keep sharing this video so more people can be exposed to the original Raw Break. And AEW opens up with like the ladder match for like the TNT Championship. And can this be the main event? You said it's the lights out match, yeah. So that's overpowers like a championship match. To me, I don't understand why they never do that. I understand Tony Khan has a different view on this, but I don't like that. Like the title matches are always like the beginning of the show. I'm like, maybe it should be the end, but in the end, Sammy Guevara, Cody Rhodes, they go one more time for this title, and like you said, it's a lot of spot fest, but despite of that, it was actually a pretty good ladder match.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of the guys put themselves through hell. And Cody Rhodes, say what you will about him, and we definitely do. But, it's the guy will sacrifice his body for a match. And, he did that against Wardlow, Andrade, all these guys. And we've seen it here as well. And I love, the big suplex to Sammy Guevara on the ladder. Sammy Guevara hit a cutter also on the ladder, but Sammy got suplexed through, or not suplex, but just like dropped on the rings of the ladder, and he was selling that good. When Cody had it up in the corner, he hit the middle supports, and just another time he had Cody, it was on a bridge on a ladder. Sammy goes up top, the crowd's chanting, "Don't do it." Even JR is like, "This guy's crazy," and Sammy just kind of shrugs his shoulders like, "Yeah, well, I'm going for it," and he does a swanton, onto the ladder, onto Cody Rhodes there. So I mean, just brutal match and great stuff. And a lot of times when somebody was climbing the ladder after these brutal spots, you thought they were going to win it. It was always the other guy would either flip the ladder quick or climb up. It just prolonged the match. They just kept going. Eventually, they're hanging up here like this. And I really thought Cody was going to win it. I thought, okay, they're going to try to get this heel over, because especially with the promo last week, it was kind of a heel. You didn't really know him. Like, maybe they're really going to try to get him over, because how do you get this guy over as a heel to get people to hate him? You put gold on him, because nobody wants to see him win.
Yes.
You see Sammy. But they didn't do it. Sammy wins. He's the undisputed TNT champion. The only thing I have to say about this is the TNT champion is all this belt is always being defended on TBS, and then the TBS belt's always being defended on Rampage on TNT.
Can they make it exclusive? Yeah, you're right. Like, you're right. Like, I don't know why they do that.
Because they know nobody watches Rampage, which I'll tell you another thing that they're doing, I think, to get people to watch Rampage, and I don't know if it's working. But I'll talk about it in a little bit.
Exactly. I think last week the ratings went up a little bit. Like, but for us, it's just a B show. That's the vibe that you get. It's like they have like elevation, they have dark. It's just a little bit more of that. So I don't know if I'm interested, but despite of that, like you said, a great match. And Sammy, I guess, is like the guy that like they're trying to push right now. I don't know what they're gonna do with Cody, because like you said, Cody comes back. Maybe he has other obligations. He's a free agent. He has not signed. So maybe that's the reason also. And maybe where's Miro? We want to see Miro. At least I want to see Miro. That should be like the rivalry right there. Hey, you took away my title. Hey, I want it back. So it would have been nice if he would have showed up, maybe.
Because it's like, we thought maybe Miro was hurt and that's why he dropped the belt. But then we've seen him cut promos, and okay, he's at least he can cut a promo. But now we haven't seen any promos from him either.
Yes, but despite of that, I mean, Sammy Guevara is like the guy also, like, he was a decent champion at most, and not because of him. his quality, his ability is nothing that we can say about. It's just the booking. Because when Miro did it, he made it look special. Every single defense, every single promo, every single thing that he did, he looked like a champion. So let's see if Sammy Guevara can do the same at least, and also like split from the inner circle, have his own moment. Be your own human being, be your own individual. So pretty good opening match though for Dynamite. That was pretty interesting for this beach break. Jean Paul, they got to see Powerhouse Hobbs and also Ricky Starks in a pretty cold place, but like they're talking about Jay Lethal. And he says that you forgot about the challenge that you laid on me. How about next week, not this week, on Rampage, you and I for the FTW Championship? And the fact that like this is actually a belt, it's kind of good, but at the same time, it's like even lower than the TNT Championship. So I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if they get, how do you get a belt over? Good matches, a champion looks strong. Maybe, hey, this is the infancy of it. If they're really going to try to get it over, we just got to wait and see. I won't shit on this yet because I'm excited to see a match between Ricky Starks and Jay Lethal. And again, this is on Rampage, trying to get people to watch Rampage, and also Hook. We've only ever seen Hook on Rampage. They're doing a lot of stuff, keeping people that the fans want to see exclusive to Rampage to get viewers. But I don't really know if it's helping because they're not hitting that 700,000, 800,000. They're like 590. I think is like the highest I've seen. They don't. Besides if like CM Punk or somebody.
That was the only one. That was the only one. Yes, but, absolutely.
I mean, I do like, and I like Powerhouse Hobbs here. I like how he has the attitude. Shivani's like, oh, it's cold. He's like, man up. He's like, don't be a little bitch. And he's like,
yes. And the one that is actually most uncovered is actually Powerhouse.
Yeah, I mean, Hobbs, to me, he's a star. He's one of those guys who, if he would have been in like the Attitude Era, even Ruthless Aggression Era, trained in the OVW with like the Batista, all those guys, man, he would have been a star.
Oh, yeah. No, you're true. And you're absolutely right. And it's just the way they book him. Like we said, like Team Taz is one of like the things that it could be really up there for Dynamite, for AEW, but they don't do it. They choose to actually let him be mid-card at most.
Like we even said, I think it was last week, you don't got to put all the gold on them. Add the FTW belt, and they can be the tag champs. Have them beat Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, and hey, that at least legitimizes them a little bit. Exactly.
That actually puts them like really high on the rankings, but they don't do that. So that's why we think of them, Rampage. They never win anything. Ricky Starks is awesome, but is he really that awesome if he can never get himself over? That was good, at least. I like that. And here, Paul, like remember how they used to book Braun Strowman, every single like really big, huge guy, like the same thing they're trying to do with Wardlow. Handicap matches, he beats 1, 2, 3 guys. It's the same thing. He looks absolutely dominant, strong, 2, 3 power bombs. He gets the win. Easy, his booking.
And I like this because, he was a babyface here. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. This was in Cleveland. So, he was over. They loved him. And, in a segment we're going to talk about a little later in the night, I thought we were going to see something big from Wardlow. But, this was good here. Obviously beat these jobbers up. And, he still has, even though CM Punk derailed his momentum, he's 18-1 in his last 19 matches. I think he's still going strong and he's, doing all right.
Exactly. So, like, at least they're keeping that momentum with Wardlow. Like you said, maybe it's CM Punk. That was the only thing that I was, like, maybe questionable. But, he's still going strong. Like you said, they had to use a guy in his hometown. They did it right. So this is something that we won't spend a lot of time on this because it's absolutely awful. This rivalry shouldn't even take place, and that was Chris Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz going against Ever-Rise or like 2.0, and
Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia. Thank you, Paul. It's not Dante Martin. Kind of very similar guys, but in the end, Santana and Ortiz get the win thanks to the help to Chris Jericho. He did the Judas effect while he was on the outside. Santana and Ortiz get the win, and they're like, dude, what the hell? And Jericho's like, hey, you guys need my help. Don't forget about that. It's like, don't be idiots. Like, don't be trying to get against me. Don't be trying to pull that crap. And you see like more cracks in between the inner circle and in those members. I don't like the fact that they wear the face paint every single match now because it becomes something common. It becomes ordinary when it should be more special for like something like they do.
I guess it isn't. It's just now that's just part of their gimmick, which I mean, it is what it is. But no, I mean, this match again, I wanted to see this be something where this was the split. Maybe they hit their what's their move, the street sweeper or whatever.
Street sweeper, yes.
Yeah, hit that on Jericho. Boom. Screw you. We're done with you. It should have been the split here. Don't drag this out because everybody knows what it's leading to. Wardlow is, he's trapped in not Wardlow, excuse me. Jake Hager is trapped in a closet somewhere. We don't know where the hell he is, lost in catering. Sammy Guevara is doing his own thing. Everybody wants to see these guys win the tag team championship.
Yes.
if you want Jericho to be a babyface, like I said, have them lay him out. They can be heels. Who's your tag team champions? Baby faces. Heels, baby face. See how it all makes sense here? You know, you could do it that way because they're not going to put it on FDR. That's obvious, you know. But I don't know. To drag this feud out any longer is dumb, and I don't think anybody was really into this too much.
No, it is, yeah, like you said, the problem is, like you said, the Inner Circle should have been split up like so many months ago, maybe like a year ago, and like you said, the fact that like they won the best faction of 2021 is absolutely upsetting. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. But that's what they have. So now finally it's like, okay, let's actually show the cracks.
I would have honestly rather have them been the Elite, I guess.
Yes.
Like Omega, you know, when he had the Bucks, the Good Brothers, you know, all Don Callis, all of them, you know, that to me, at least, he was the world champion.
And, you know, it was relevant.
Yeah.
It was relevant. And they, like you said, they helped so many times Kenny Omega to retain that championship. So, I don't know. You know, I don't know what the criteria was. I don't know how that came out to be. But, you know, something that is really bad, and I think it's just the booking. It's just the way that how they present this. Because every single thing is, like, remember NXT with Triple H? How you present your champion, it will influence the way that I feel towards it. And unfortunately for Hangman Page, every single time that like I see him is just very ordinary. He's not there. He's not having a match. He's not defending the belt. And when, you know, he has these promos, he doesn't feel like he's the main guy in this company. He's the guy that's representing this company, and he's just talking about Lance Archer. Lance Archer's challenged him to a Texas death match. Hangman Page accepts the challenge. So what did you think, Paul? Because for me,
the promo, it was, you know, Jake and what
Archer. Lance Archer.
Lance. There we go. Jake and Lance Archer. You know, they're great. I love how Lance Archer's like, you know, okay, we're gonna do it in Texas. You know, we're gonna do a My Way Texas death match. And Hangman Page, I mean, he's a hell of a wrestler. We obviously saw that with Danielson. Obviously, Danielson led him and stuff, but you know, it was a great match. But the thing with Hangman Page is he never feels serious. It's not like a Roman Reigns where it's like, oh, we see him or even Stone Cold, you know, to reference, you know, another, you know, kind of cowboy Texas, you know, type guy.
Yes.
It's just like, you know, Austin came to the arena. You saw it on camera. Oh, he's coming to the ring. You know, everything. Hangman Page has one segment. Sometimes it's just an interview, and then that's it. You know, let me see 2-3 segments. It's the world champion. That's different. But instead, it's like, oh, here's Orange Cassidy in 2-3 segments. Or here's the Young Bucks in 2-3 segments. Or here's somebody you don't give a shit about in, you know, 2-3
exactly.
segments.
That's the main problem.
One thing, too, here in this, when he's like, yeah, I'll fight Lance Archer. And then you hear some stooge off stage. He said it's a Texas death match. And then he's like, huh? What? And I'm like, and then he's like, yeah, I accept. I'm like, don't make him look like an idiot. I would say, I don't care what it is. You know, just don't have him look shocked and surprised. To me, when you're the world champion as a babyface, you can no longer be an underdog. They're always trying to book him like an underdog. Like, oh, I'll fight and I'll come from behind and the people believe in me. No, that's when you're challenging. When you're the world champ, you're the king. You're on top. You need to be like, yeah, you want to fight me? Come on, I'll kick your ass. I mean,
yes.
It did end with a cool line. He said, if you're going to send me to hell, I'll crawl through all 9 layers, get back on top, and I'll win. You know, or something like that. So a pretty good closing line. But again, like everybody's been saying it, it's not just us. He doesn't feel like a world champion.
That's the problem. It does not feel like the champion. It does not feel, because, like you said, the Young Bucks, like even Cody, even Omega, Danielson, CM Punk, even MJF, they all feel way above him.
There's only certain baby faces that can hold the belt. Some baby faces are always meant to chase and never win it. And some are, you know, they're meant to hold it, like a Stone Cold, a Rock, guys like Hulk Hogan, unfortunately. You know, they can be over and hold it. Hangman Page, maybe he's one of those guys who's always meant to chase and never win it.
Yes, probably. I mean, well, at least he won it. The reign is just completely going unnoticed. That's the word, unnoticed. Yeah. It's irrelevant. I'm sorry for Hangman Page. That's what we have. Something that is a little bit more irrelevant is like this. The Matt Hardy's like his group with like Private Party, and right there you see like Christian with his guys, and they're still the same wars that like we saw 20 years ago with the Attitude Era. And you see like the tag team champions. They lay the challenge. They're gonna have it. It's gonna be on Rampage. What do you think about this? Because again, it's gonna be just a title defense. At least we're seeing that, but in the end, the title's not going to change hands.
Whatever happened to guys winning matches in the ring, beating a team 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row? After the match, Matt Hardy grabs the mic. My guys are sick of beating up all these jobbers. Tony Khan is scared to book the match. We want, you know, these pussies, the Jurassic Express, get them out here, you know, blah, blah, blah. We demand a match. something like that. Why do you have to talk on the stairwell like you're in high school?
Yes.
What is this? No, this sucks. You know they're gonna win, and nobody really cares, unfortunately.
That is, like you said, title matches right now don't mean anything. Now it's like you just have the match. Oh yeah, I got the rob from the champs. Well, hey, I got an opportunity to win the title. No, it should not be that way. You have to go and try to win it. And especially if they do it on Rampage, because they're going along the line that you just said. They're going to try their best to make that show more watchable, more interesting for people. It still is not going to get me to watch it.
At 10 o'clock? No, a lot of people like going to bed. They wake up early, They're not going to stay up.
SmackDown, at least, SmackDown is more known. Unfortunately, it's more popular. Hey, the Royal Rumble is on Saturday. Maybe I'll catch some SmackDown just to see like what's going on, who's going to be there, what's going on with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And, okay, another hour of Rampage. Man, probably not. So, like, Paul, tell me a little bit about CM Punk. He came out in Cleveland, like you said, good promo, and again, the words with MJF. To me, at least, this was too long. They just felt a little too long, going back and forth one more time. But I don't know how you felt.
Yeah, I mean, CM Punk, obviously, he comes out, he cuts a good promo. He
has the scarf.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I got the scarf. I thought it was going to be legit or something. No, it's made in Long Island, so, it's weak, it's bullshit, like everybody who lives there, just poking fun at MJF. And he said, you know what? I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me talk. And they're like, no, we do. And he's like, well, I don't care. I don't want to hear me talk. I came here to fight. He calls out MJF. He's like, I'm sure he won't come out. MJF comes out. They have a war of words and everything. And he's like, oh, you want me to fight you now? You want an impromptu main event? I got to go to the back. I got to change. No, screw you guys. You know when we will do it? We will do it in Chicago.
Yes.
And, so, okay. So now people are excited. And, he eventually then he calls out his boys here. So you see FTR and Wardlow, but Sean Spears, he tackles him from behind CM Punk, so they get the jump on him. They go in the ring, they start beating him up and everything. They lay him out. FTR holds him. Spears whacks him with a chair. You see it here. Then they're like, no, we're not done. MJF goes to Wardlow. He's like, powerbomb him, big man, lay him out. And I thought right here, are they gonna do the babyface turn? Because if you were gonna turn Wardlow babyface, it was here. This is his hometown. They cheered for him like crazy when he came out. You're telling me that place would have blew up if he would have joined up with CM Punk, and that would have been the turn? They didn't do it though. He hit the power bomb, not as brutal as they were in the matches. It was like Goldberg spearing Hulk Hogan, or hitting Hulk Hogan. It was he set him down.
With care,
Yeah.
Do it with care.
Yeah, power bombed him on the chair. They laid him out. No babyface turn. And we see this, he sits cross-legged, making fun of Punk and everything. This is going to be good. MJF has to win though. He has to win.
Yes. Or yeah, like you said, I think that he should win both times, because I feel they're going to do it again for Revolution. Revolution's going to be actually on March. So they have even like 5 weeks of like build. So even here, probably I don't think the match will take place. Something screwy is going to happen, because they're going to keep dragging it. I hope not, but that's what I'm starting to see. But in Chicago, like you said, I don't know. CM Punk maybe will get the win somehow, and then they will see this in Revolution.
Yeah, unless CM Punk wins. Unless he wins on like a DQ, maybe Wardlow or somebody gets involved and they just beat the shit out of him again. Because it'll be in Chicago, that'll get a lot of heat and some sympathy for Punk. No, I really don't know how they're going to do it, but it is interesting.
Yes, and like you said, is it going to be good? I think that for now we need the match though. We need to see it, because it's been way too long. It's been already 4 months, 4 weeks that we've been seeing the back and forth. You got to go through this guy. You got to go Wardlow. You got to go Sean Spears. You got to go theirs. Finally, it's our time to do it. So it was okay. Something that we're going to see also, like on Rampage, is going to be Julia Hart. Remember, she lost her eye, I think, courtesy of like Malachi Black. So she wants to have an opportunity for the TBS Championship against Jay Cargill. She needs opponents, and it's okay. I'm fine with, because these girls at least get an opportunity with somebody that at least is champion. I'm not saying is better, but it's just, hey, they won.
How many times do we see Julia? I know it was an open challenge, so that's their way. That's how. So people be like, "Oh, Jean Paul, shut up! It was an open challenge." But I mean, somebody more credible could have answered it. Somebody who we've actually seen wrestle and win matches and has 2 functioning eyes, for a work, because obviously,
yes.
Because if you watch when Malachi sprayed the mist, it didn't hit her in the face at all. He completely fucking botched the mist. So,
yes.
I mean, you're telling me you couldn't give anybody else a chance, but I mean, I don't know. It's Rampage, so I won't watch it. I'm gonna
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's like, hey, well, let's give these girls an opportunity. Same thing with Anna
The
Jay.
show is only an hour, and we've already seen how many matches announced. Are any of them going to be worth a damn?
No.
2 minutes. Obviously, this versus Julia Hart's going to be 2 minutes and done.
It's probably really quickly. No, Jay, like, why? They want to keep building Jay. They want to, like, because they want her to be like this new powerhouse. Like Beth Phoenix was at the time, like China was at the time. They said that, like, the same path as Goldberg. So, like, that's what they want to do. Like, keep getting wins over everybody. Go through the whole women's locker room. It's fine. And, we're talking about women's matches. Layla Hirsch going against Red Velvet. And I like that, like, Layla finally is becoming, like, a character, finally coming to her own. She's heel. She's getting some wins finally, and Red Velvet, like, she's a pretty decent wrestler, but I think that, like, the lack of character or the lack of, like, physique in some kind of way has held her back. But I mean, I like the match, and Layla finally, like I said, being heel is gonna give her more opportunities. Not only to win gold, but at least to be more featured, like more on Dynamite.
Yeah. And this is a comparison. I'm not saying that they're mirror images or anything like that, but just the spot on the card and the way the fans react versus the way they're used, on the card. Red Velvet reminds me like a Liv Morgan.
Yes.
She'll have the championship matches. The fans really like her. When she gets to cut a promo and be there, she's fired up, and you can tell she really wants to be good and succeed. But you're going to be used to put the real stars over. You're going to put the people over who we want to push. You're always going to kind of be in the mix, but maybe not right now is your time to be the champ. So that's really how I feel. She's always going to, for right now. I'm not saying later on down the line, but you got to think how many women are ahead of her, like Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, Hikaru Shida's, everybody else. I won't go through the list, but with Layla Hirsch, you just turned her heel. She's having the feud with Statlander. You're going to lead to that match again, a one-on-one, I'm sure. So she cheats here, to get the win, and you need to get that new heel persona over. And then we see this. I love that JR shits on this stuff, and he's going to be when he leaves this company, that's going to be the best shoot interview. That'll be more viewed than Moxley on Jericho's podcast.
Yes.
Because when Layla Hirsch ran up the ramp and then Chris Statlander ran and stopped, like in the picture, JR goes, "Where's this invisible wall?" like, why doesn't she just chase her? And then Excalibur tries to save it and goes, "Oh, well, she's probably still concerned about her friend." And JR's like, "Well, like, what the fuck? Like, go beat her up."
Then why do you come out? Yeah, see, like you said, like JR at some points, I guess he stops being nice and he says, like, this is shit. And then he goes, like, absolutely, like, honesty mode. So there you go.
Like, really, like, what can you say? If you're a commentator, like, JR won't lie. He calls what he sees in his monitor and he sees in front of him. If he sees something that's shit, hey.
Yeah, like you said, they're giving him a lot of freedom. So, like, that's what happens. So let's talk about, like, a promo here about, like, the priest, the cult. This is interesting, like, if they will give them gold. Don't you think, Paul? Because, like, this on paper seems really cool. Like, the House of Black, they have, like, this, tag team with, I don't know, because of, like, Malachi has lost so many matches and he's been involved in so many crappy feuds right now. I don't know if they have a lot of credibility, but, for the now, I think he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Brody King, I kind of was like, oh, the guy, he looks like a bowl of Jello when he's running around the ring. I mean, good talker, and he's a good worker. Just the physique is a little but the promo here, I mean, he speaks good. Well, does anybody really buy the creepy vibe and the creepiness anymore? Because especially in this company where everything is so transparent that it's all a work, it's all an entertainment performance, nothing is real. Especially the Cody Rhodes show, which Malachi Black was on, so we know he's a gimmick. We know he's not real. So does anybody really get into this? The only person who I've seen book this guy legit was Triple H. And
yes.
Now we know where he is. Nowhere important. Looking the next in line, that bullshit, thing. But I mean, this is good. But who are they even feuding with? Who are they?
Yeah.
Still the Varsity Blondes? Do I care about that? No. And they're clearly or maybe they'll beat the Jurassic Express and that they'll get them over the fast track and put the belts on them. No, they're having a match with the freaking Matt Hardy losers. So no one here.
No, well, they call out Pac, and then they said, hey, like,
that's right, yeah.
The triangle, they're going to go against Penta, and I don't know, to me, like, the thing is, these guys, again, they need to, like, give them mystique, because that's what, like, is the one thing that is getting them over.
But why are you, I know the Phoenix thing it completely screwed everything up, but you're still trying to book this feud, and the lights went out, and they didn't appear in the match because it was done, and Phoenix was done, and So you didn't have to do this feud. Nobody was expecting this feud to happen. Yeah, the dirt sheets reported that was the plan, but that's not what we saw on TV. So screw the dirt sheets. These guys should have just did something else, and Death Triangle should just not exist. Pac needs to be a singles wrestler. I don't know why they're trying to get this trios thing over unless you're going to introduce the belts.
You need belt for that. Yes.
If not, then let Pac be a singles wrestler, because this is
yeah, I agree with you. So like, it's not that good. Again, Malachi is one of the guys. Like, see what Brian Cage is going to already leave. His contract's going to expire soon. Peter Avalon, nobody cares about Peter now, but Marco Stunt, all these guys are like starting to leave. So at some point, I don't see Malachi Black like going trying for like the AEW championship. He's going to be the one, another one. Hey, I made a mistake. And you know what? Maybe I just go in the indies, like GCW, we cover it. Like, they have better opportunities to get over there. So, Paul, let's talk about Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She had a really decent promo, but it's just because, like you said, she's good, but they don't have the nemesis. They don't have the counterpart to go against her. So, like, it's just a promo that pretty much says that, like, because all of you guys that voted for me, I main evented Rampage, I main evented Dynamite, that made me, like, the best wrestler of the year, and all of that, but where's the person that's going to challenge her?
Yeah,
where's
and the whole time, she turned it into, and hey, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan too, but I don't want to hear about football when I'm watching wrestling.
Yeah.
And she turns it into, the Steelers, they beat the Browns, your quarterback sucks, and just kept shitting on the football team, and the crowd was chanting something. Thankfully, it didn't derail her. She just kept cutting her promo, like she didn't miss a beat, so that was good. But again, like you said, she won all these awards, and the whole point of the main event, the lights out match, was she was put through a table and she was done. Next week, like nothing happened. Shouldn't she have been in a wheelchair, like I'm done, or
at least out for like a few weeks?
Yeah, or at least have something on her neck, like, oh yeah, my neck is, something sold it. This whole thing was pointless. It was stupid. Then, she leaves, and of course the Mark Schiavone, DMD, like, he needs to get fired too. He won't, because they're all marks for him as well, but, he brings nothing to commentary. And the fact that we always say an announcer picks a side, they need to be neutral unless they see something against the rules. But anyway, then after this, it goes to commercial. And then it's like, oh, in commercial break, here's Sammy Guevara. I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're going to see something like that. Maybe, it's AEW. Somebody's going to attack him or everything like that. Him and Fuego just do the cue cards during picture-in-picture, and then he goes away. What the hell was the point? Nobody wants to see Sammy in a screen this small during the commercial. Nobody cares. Then Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero, excuse me, we want the TBS championship. This is bullshit. It's Ruby Soho's fault. Great, Nyla Rose versus Ruby Soho again. It's like, look how the show, I'm not saying it was perfect, but you had a really hot start to the match, with the ladder match. Wardlow, the crowd's into, Jericho, whatever. CM Punk, MJF, they're into it. Then you just yeah, exactly.
It goes down, and it goes down really bad, and this is how, like, in some parts, like, you seem that, like, everything that the Johnny Khan and everybody's writing, the creative team, whatever that they have on AEW is going well, and it's like, whatever, like, people, like, they love us, so they're not going to care about it, just go with it. And no, it's not. It's nothing look good.
When you're sitting there and you got, we have an hour left of this show, and then we have probably a half-hour intermission, then we have an hour of Rampage, and it's like, oh my, how much you have to sit through.
But it is a lot. It is a lot. I absolutely agree with you. So let's go with the lights out match. You called this already like a week ahead. You said it the best. It's like, what's the main thing that you said? Is a non-sanction. Is a non-sanction match. The winner doesn't count here. So of course they're gonna put it like they're gonna make Cassidy win. The match was okay. We get to see the debut of Dan Hansen. That's cool. I guess he's better because he was injured. They did a GoFundMe or everything because he got a leg injury. He was in a car accident or something like that. So he debuted on Dynamite. Everybody wanted Johnny Gargano because he's from Cleveland. He didn't show up yet, so maybe he doesn't have a contract, or they're gonna wait till like Revolution maybe. But the match, I didn't really care for it because, like you said, I know who the winner was gonna be, and it was nearly as good as what Thunder Rose and Britt Baker was. So like, I didn't care for this match. Is like the rivalry didn't even deserve this, so I don't know. I wasn't into it
because Britt Baker buried the whole thing.
Yeah,
being out on the show, this was the whole reason you did this match, because the blow off was supposed to be the mixed match tag team match, or the intergender, whatever you want to call it, bullshit tag team match that they had last week. That was the blow off. But no, it wasn't, because Britt Baker got put through a table. But everybody gets put through a table every week, and they no-sell it. So I don't know why that was such a big thing. And then she comes out this week completely fine, completely buries the whole thing. And this match I wasn't into because I already knew the outcome. Am I a booker for this show? I might as well be. You know, no, this was bad. Just the ending. And Adam Cole, even when he came out, I know he was trying to be serious, but when he was on the apron and does the boom and everything, I mean, he just looks dead. And the look in his eyes, I'm like, I mean, he doesn't look like he looks like he knows where he is on the card. Even though he's in the main event tonight, he knows I'm mid-card. Nobody gives a shit about me anymore. Nobody cares. I'm not over. I'm not the world champion. I'm not the biggest thing on this show. And in this match, you know, I don't need nobody to help me. But then we saw Brandon Cutler come out. Then we saw
the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, everybody came out. The whole, you know, Best Friends group came out, and the whole Elite came out, or, you know, whatever you want to call them, Undisputed Era. And they were just fighting and everything. Eventually, off the top, kind of just like a big slam, like a Uranagi, whatever you want to call it. He just picked them up. They jumped off the top. I guess it's a falls count anywhere, too.
Yes.
As soon as he hit this, I'm like, he's going to pin him right here, even though it's just a lights out. I guess that means falls count anywhere, or that means Tony Khan is a lazy booker and goes, pin him there because it's a big spot.
No, it's also 10 o'clock, so it's like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
So we gotta go.
This was so stupid, and it's the same thing with Omega Moxley. The loser's just going to come back and say, oh, it was bullshit, it was non-sanctioned. So, look, you do 2 non-sanctioned matches for the men, and the outcome is completely the same. So, this sucked.
It bothered me, you know, like that. Like, he took forever. He held on Adam Cole for like a good minute or two. And Adam Cole is just shaking. I'm like, just elbow him or do something.
That's when I thought, okay, I'm like, they're taking so long because Cole's going to hit him with the last shot. And we're not even going to go through all the moves because it was. No. I mean, he had a steel cup on at one point, and he blowed him. And then, I mean, it was just so shit. I thought he was really going to, you know, win at that moment when they're struggling. But no, we see this clown win. And nobody cares. I feel like really nobody cares.
I think, you know, he has a lot of fans. So, for that reason, they had to, like you said, they can bury the guy more. Because right now, he's just being lost in that mid-card, you know, the feud with Matt Hardy, his group. He has not had that spot that he's actually kind of getting with Adam Cole, but Adam Cole is actually losing his spot by feuding with him. So, it's like...
then he's a babyface. Why isn't your mid-card champ? You don't need to build up these baby faces when both your champions are baby faces.
Yes.
Who's he going to challenge? But see, that's another thing too, and then we'll end it. I don't want to go on, but Tony Khan is a bad booker because he has no problem booking babyface versus babyface or heel versus heel. Matches that really shouldn't ever take place.
Yes. No, and like you said, for example, right there, Sammy and this guy, Orange Cassidy, should be like a good feud. Are they going to feud? No. No, they're not going to do it. It doesn't. I don't like how. I don't
think so, because both guys are babyface. Who do you boo? Who do you cheer for?
Oh, it is the truth, but you know what I mean. Like, at least it will be something that is a fresh feud. And I mean, you turn Sammy, you can turn Sammy a little heel. He's like, hey, I'm the inner circle. Do something different for me. And instead of Cassidy, like, oh, he wins this, and then he's gonna be again mid card for live, or like I don't know what his spot in the roster is. I'm not a big fan of this. Like we said, Adam Cole is going to show up. This doesn't matter, so I don't care. I'm good.
I think this is going to lead to like a 12-man tag or something. It'll be all
the whole group. The whole group against another whole group, and that's supposed to be.
I know what it'll be. What's the football match?
Oh yeah, there's a scramble. Stadium Stampede.
You heard it here. You heard it right here on Rope Break first.
No, remember him. He said it. Give credit when credit's due. John Paul said a Stadium Stampede is going to be like the whole elite, and the Undisputed Era against the best friends and more friends they're going to bring. So family, where we are is like your friends, and we hope that you are our friends. So thank you so very much for being with us. Don't forget, we have a great weekend. We're going to have soccer tomorrow. We're going to have NXT UK. So please, where can they find us?
And guys, follow us on all of our social media. Rope Break on Facebook, OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram and TikTok and Twitch, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is